Venerable Sultram has been cooking and it smells really delicious. And the Sravasti Abbey community is about to have lunch. And we eat due to the kindness and the incredible generosity of people who support the monastic community. Every single thing we put in our mouths and digest comes through the kindness of other living beings. And we have lots of opportunities to think about that throughout the day. And we're fortunate. We eat simply, but very, very well. And we're grateful for that. That experience is not guaranteed for living beings in general, and for humans in particular in this world today. Oxfam put out a report this last July 2021. It starts like this. It's been 1.5 years since the pandemic began, and deaths from hunger are outpacing the virus. Ongoing conflict, combined with economic disruptions and an escalating climate crisis, has deepened poverty and catastrophic food insecurity. Today, listen to this, 11 people are likely dying every minute from acute hunger. Linked to these 3 lethal C's, conflict, COVID, and climate change, climate crisis. This rate outpaces the current pandemic mortality rate, which is 7 people per minute. 11 people are dying per minute from acute hunger. 7 people dying per minute of COVID. And they say the worst is yet to come. I mean, think about that a minute. 11 people dying a minute from hunger. Most of us can't even imagine. We can't even fathom what that would be like. I mean, think about it. You're out for a hike and you get lost and you didn't bring an extra sandwich and you're hungry for a couple of hours. Even those of people who have grown up in poverty, who have, can feel that gnawing edge in this country, there are very few situations. It happens, and it does happen in this country, but there are very few situations where people, involved in this talk right now have had that experience of hunger. So to really think about what that means in terms of a human experience is really painful, and it's a devastating condition. So when we hear facts like that, we can kind of go into despair because it's a huge problem around the world, and you can wonder what we can do. And so I want to, this is my annual pitch now for Buddhist Global Relief. On October 2nd, Buddhist Global Relief will be doing another online event, online because it's, again, in COVID conditions, to invite generosity to support their work, their effort to feed the hungry in the world. Venerable Trudren will be giving a talk. She's among several Buddhist teachers, including Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, who will be giving a talk that's October 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time. And it's a chance to hear the Dharma. It's a chance for people to come together and hear what Buddhist Global Relief is doing. Incredibly inspiring how they work on the ground. So that's our invitation. The event is on our website, and you can sign up, and you can even become a Sravasti Abbey team member by contributing through that portal, or you can solicit your own teams. Dharma centers can create a team, individuals can create a team to invite generosity for this. Buddhist Global Relief, I think, is very inspiring. I think it was started 10 or 12 years ago. I'm maybe 12-ish. I personally first encountered it at the Western Buddhist Monastic Gathering in 2012 when we went to Thich Nhat Hanh's monastery, Deer Park Monastery outside of Escondido, California. And Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi gave a presentation on types of bodhicitta in the Pali canon, and talking about compassion and the role of compassion. And he used that as a setup to inspire us to become spiritual activists. His belief was that compassion compels us to combine activism with spirituality, which, as we know at Sravasti Abbey, is a tenet we also hold. And so they have organized, for many years now, they've organized these annual walks to feed the hungry, which happen in various cities around the country. That's one of their principal fundraising sources. It's not the only one, but it's a big source of funding. So when COVID happened last year, you can't go out and walk. They started doing some online. The Abbey hosted one last year. This year, they were beginning to do live events. They were going to do one in Seattle. They were going to do, I don't know, a couple of more places. I just learned recently that they have to cancel them. They're not going to be able to do only one. They'll do one in Connecticut. Is the only one they'll be able to do live. So these online events are really critical for supporting Buddhist global relief. Their goal is, they're not a relief organization per se. Their goals, four: to provide food assistance to people afflicted with hunger and malnutrition. And they're focused on developing long-term methods of sustainable food production and management that works with the cultures and the traditions and the places that they serve. They also promote education of girls and women because it's proven that that's a key to overcoming poverty in all kinds of areas. We overcome the poverty, we overcome malnutrition, and then giving women an opportunity to start right livelihood projects. So this year, 2021, the Buddhist Global Relief funded 51 projects for $969,000 worth of support. And then they had provided an additional $60,000 in emergency assistance to regions afflicted by COVID, mostly in India, which pushed them over the $1 million mark for the first time. So they've given $1 million, not given it away, given $1 million to support just amazing small groups working in their own communities, well organized. The countries they work in 20 or more countries, including the United States. They also have projects in Haiti, and I've asked them for an update on how that's going since the devastation of that earthquake, and also in Afghanistan. In addition, they have projects in Ethiopia, Vietnam, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Kenya, Sri Lanka, Cambodia. The list is very long. But the main thing is that it's individuals, one by one by one person at a time. One person gives $1, a person gives $1,000, a person gives $100,000. That goes out to people who are working closely on the ground with other people who are helped. So we can do a lot, is my point. What can we do with all of this hunger? We can't I can't go and work on the ground in Haiti. It would be useless. I don't speak the language, I don't have the skills, and I have a mission here at Sravasti Abbey. But what I can do is encourage everyone to take a look at what Buddhist Global Relief is doing, to take a look at how we can be involved quite personally in making our offering from our heart to the extent that we can. Now, of these 3 C's, the 3 things that cause hunger problems in the world, conflict is the main one. The second one is economic hardship, and then the third one is climate crisis. Now, economic hardship is big in the world, more exacerbated by COVID, but an awful lot of people are doing very, very well in this time, actually. I didn't bring the statistic as I was researching this, but the amount that the upper 1% has actually made in the last 18 months is like billions and billions of dollars. Those of us that have can afford to take care of how many people dying every day, 11 people dying every minute of hunger in this world. So that's my pitch. Sravasti Abbey website has everything, and that will give you the link. If you want to go directly to Buddhist Global Relief, just go directly to Buddhist Global Relief. If you can't make the October 2nd event, there is so it's set for a Pacific Coast time. On October 30th, there is another event for the East Coast time. And if you can't go to either event, you can easily go to the website, push the donate button, and there's lots of ways that you can make an offering. So we've had beautiful teachings on generosity. We've had beautiful teachings on dependent arising, and it's very, very easy. The technological world has made it so easy for us to enact our generous aspirations in a way that brings a lot of benefit. So please do.